Thank you, I appreciate it. Let's get going. And who might you be?
I'm Malryn. It's nice to meet you, location aside. Why on nerd would you want to camp here?
Ah, come on. Once you've lived in it long enough, you actually come to like it. Where are you from, Malryn?
Northpoint, in High Rock.
Northpoint, huh? Doesn't it get cold there too? Seems odd that it bothers you this much.
Well, we have a thing called indoors. And fires.
And yet, here you are. Well, as long as you can hold your own in a fight, we'll do just fine. I'm Ivar, by the way. Malryn, huh? So, you're an accomplished spellsword. Shouldn't a spellsword carry a sword?
Who says I'm not? Meet Fergus.
Right. This is my axe. I just call it my axe. Nice to meet you, Malryn. Hey, Malryn, I'm just curious. What made you choose Skyrim as the place to seek your stories? It's cold, currently torn apart by a civil war, and has a disproportionately high bandit population.
Bandits are kind of a bonus point for adventure, honestly. As for the rest, it was the closest thing to home outside of High Rock. It seemed as good a starting point as any.
Fair enough. I'm glad our current lawlessness and instability can provide some entertainment for outsiders.
Ivar, can you stop being so tall? I can barely keep up with you.
Well, the bandits in this province keep trying to make me a head shorter, so you may get your wish.
Not funny. I don't mind having you around. It would just be nice if I could keep up with you.
Well, they haven't succeeded yet, and I like having you around too. Maybe I could carry you around on my shoulders.
Keep this up and it won't be the bandits making you a head shorter.
Hey Malryn, I'm wondering, what's the cuisine like in Northpoint? What kind of dishes do people cook there?
Oh, it's a trading village, so anything around hamburger.
Come on, surely you can be more specific.
Roast bear. That's always a good one. And it feeds everyone for a week, so even better.
Ah, people after my own heart. I'm still waiting for Bear to catch on in Skyrim. Ah, the best part of the day. Time for some mead.
I should have guessed. Another Nord with a meat obsession. Don't you ever tire of the stuff?
Tire of it? The thought of it keeps me going through the day. Well, that and whatever's for dinner. It sounds like you aren't a fan, though. So tell me, what do you like to drink to unwind? It certainly sounds like you need it.
I could really go for some cider. You don't see much of it around here.
Cider, eh? Is that popular in Northpoint?
I think so. I mean, it's a trade port, so of course we have some seasonally.
It sounds like you didn't get out much in Northpoint. Well, here we like to drown our sorrows. Is it a healthy way to handle stress? Probably not, but in the spirit of trying new things, have some mead with me?
Fine, just this once.
Malryn, can I ask you something?
As long as it's not to guide the way to the next town, sure. I have no idea where we are.
I grew up here. I can find my way around well enough. No, I was just gonna ask if you mind if I call you Mal.
Of course not. Most people back home do. Not a fan of the whole thing?
I do like to keep things short and sweet, but in this case I think it just sounds nice, so I'll call you Mal then. So Mal, how does the cold here compare to the cold in Northpoint?
Colder. By far.
I can see that. It's hard to imagine a cold more biting than when that wind comes off the Sea of Ghosts.
I mean, it's cold, sure, but I wasn't out in it as much. I'm sure it just feels colder because we're always trudging through the snow here, and it gets in my boots.
You grew up somewhere cold and never went out in the snow? Really? Well, here we wear the proper clothing for it. Let's get you some good boots at the next store we stop in. Not radiant raiment, though. Overpriced rubbish. Hey Mal, what was it like growing up in Northpoint?
Oh, you know, just normal, I guess.
Come on, you can do better than that. What was your favorite thing to do growing up?
Well, there was this windmill. I used to love going and watching them grind down the wheat.
That's your favorite childhood memory?
You asked me what I liked to do, not a favorite memory. Fine. What's something you liked to do as a kid?
Well, I grew up in Windhelm, and we used to love going down to the docks to watch the fishermen gut their catch of the day.
Really? That's what people do in Windhelm?
No, I just didn't want to show up your lame windmill story too much. I spent most of my childhood hunting with my uncle, if you must know. You know Mal's not carrying any weapons, right? Can't you ask her to lug some of this stuff around?
This city feels even more bleak than the rest of Skyrim. My sympathies for having to grow up here, Ivar.
You know, it wasn't all bad. Like anywhere else, it's all about the friends you surround yourself with. There are good people here too.
Well, you seem to have turned out all right. Tell me more about your friends.
Well, there's Brunwolf Freewinter. He's an old soldier and was a friend of my uncle's. He's tried for as long as I can remember to get through to Ulfric about the problems in the Grey Quarter. Usually falls on deaf ears, though. Then there's the Atheron siblings, Oval, Ferrell, and Suvaris. I was always closest with Oval. He's a fine hunter, and we would sell our kills together at his stall in the market. Later, I started helping him traffic in other goods. The guards here never question a Nord, so it was easier for me. My uncle wasn't too happy when he found out, though. That was one of the only times I've ever seen him so angry. But, as you can see, things aren't exactly easy for them here, and he has a family to feed. He's always had my back, so I have his.
I wish more people in the city were like you, Ivar. It would be a bit more tolerable. This stew is delicious, Ivar.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I got up early to prepare the troll broth just this morning.
Wait, troll broth?
What's with the look? It's actually a Skald delicacy, typically only prepared for guests of honor that travel to the village.
Oh, I didn't mean... It's, delicious.
Nah, I'm just kidding. It's beef broth. Enjoy.
I don't think I've ever met anybody that hunts with an axe. How do you approach your prey without scaring them away?
Well, for starters, I tend not to hunt things that run away. The prey that I go after is the type that usually runs towards you, not away from you. I can get meat and pelts from bears and saber cats, and the fat from trolls is always useful. This way, everything is earned, nothing is given easily.
You only hunt those? No deer.
When your prey is fully capable of ripping your face off if you mess up, you tend to appreciate the spoils of the hunt. Not to mention it ensures your skills are always improving, provided you don't die.
Right, not dying. Because you don't get enough opportunities to cheat death already.
You know, Mal, I could set up camp and get dinner going in the time it takes you to catch up to us.
Look, we had multiple switchbacks and I lost you guys for a minute. You could try breathing once in a while like the rest of us. Ivar, do you mind if I pet your wolf?
I don't see why not. He's friendly, most of the time.
He's lovely. Does he have a name? Such a good boy, yes you are.
No, spirit wolves are typically summoned to execute criminals in Skull Village, or to aid the shamans in battle. It just hasn't felt right to name him. As my uncle put it, they weren't meant to be pets, and we don't want to blur those lines.
But look at him. How can you say no to this face?
He does. His name is Stormwind. I'd have him around more often, but a ghostly wolf tends to terrify the townsfolk. So Mal, can you just keep pulling arrows out of oblivion indefinitely? Is there some kind of limit to the amount you can take? How does that all work?
I don't know. Probably. I mean, there's a little bit of a pull every time I draw one, but it's so slight I hardly notice it. I could probably pull a couple hundred before I got too tired to draw more.
Huh. I wish I could do that with coffee.
Look at those stars. And the serpent. I don't think I've seen it moving like that in ages.
Just gorgeous. My favorite is the Lord. Maybe a bit of bias considering it's the one I was born under. I've got an idea. Let's ask Mal if she can conjure a backpack for all this crap.
So, Ivar, do you ever hunt with a bow? Do you even know how to use one?
Ouch, that hurt a little. Are you calling me out?
It was a serious question. I just want to know.
I do know how to use one for your information. The Skull believe in being proficient with all the tools available to us. It was just never my favorite. Killing your opponent from afar before they can react and defend themselves?
But it's a show of skill. They're only not going to be able to see you if you're doing your job properly. You have to know how to stay downwind, how to use cover to your advantage, and even then, if you don't make your shot perfectly, you have a fight on your hands. You can't seriously be thinking of helping Sinding.
She's right. We need to figure out where the monster went and take care of it. He can't be allowed to roam free.
Don't dally while the prey flees.
That was a Reachfolk. This is a hunt. You have to kill Sinding.
You want to play right into Hircine's hands. Are you insane?
Would you rather Sinding is left to wander? A werewolf with no control over his own power.
Of course he needs to die. I just don't like that Hircine's the one that told us to do it. We should have tracked that monster down the moment he escaped his cell. Well, we're here. Let's get this over with.
He tore through the hunters already here. Keep your weapons ready.
I've got your back. Let's do this.
For the glories of Lord
I don't even want
Hircine.
to know what I just stepped in.
Oh, Alrabeg. Hurry. If he gets out of this grotto, we will never catch him again.
He's not getting out of here alive.
Thank the gods. Now let's deal with these other hunters.
What is wrong with you? You want to side with that monster?
Look, we can fight later, but right now we have to either go through all these hunters and a werewolf, or just the hunters. Personally, I'd like to get out of here alive.
Fine, if that's what it takes to get us out of this mess. But his next murder is going to be on our hands.
Thank you for your help. I will make my home here away from anyone I might hurt.
Hircine was impressed with that? We killed all of his followers and Sinding is loose. How is that okay with anyone?
He was strong. We were strong. Just be glad we weren't named prey for this hunt.
It doesn't seem to matter who's named what when it's all for one sick, dangerous entertainment.
And it could have gone worse. So much worse. We're alive. That's what counts.
And what happens when we see Sinding next? If he's killing a child, will you just say he's strong?
If we see him again and he has no control, we'll kill him. But for now, the hunt is over and we can just forget about all of this.
You've done well, Hunter.
You're gonna wear the skin of a dead man as armor? That's horrific. These are the kinds of games Hircine plays. One of his own followers, and now you're just supposed to wear him? You should never trust a Daedra.
Sinding was weak. Too weak to handle the beast blood. At least this way, he can actually do something useful.
Definitely one of your more questionable fashion choices.
What are you thinking about? You've been staring at nothing.
Oh yeah? Sinding.
That werewolf? Why him? He's gone. We made sure of it.
We both wanted him dead, but for different reasons. You ever think about that?
Honestly, I try not to. We fought well. That's what counts.
There it is again. Why do you want to impress that Daedra? What's the point of being strong when you know he'll turn on you the moment you're no longer entertaining for him?
It's hard to explain. You're right. It's not like the Hunt Father cares. Not the way the Aedra and Daedra do. Most certainly not the way the Allmaker does. He just... well, he rewards strength. That's simple. Easy. I can do that.
You still follow him then?
Maybe. Look, I don't know. It's getting late. Let's not ruin the night with this conversation. Fine, it's freezing!
Oh? The girl from Northpoint is cold?
Shut up, Ivar.
Northpoint, famously known for being cold. You could have picked anywhere to say you were from and you chose there? Did you dream that up on a Klef binge?
Well, it's not like I could say I was from elsewhere.
Hey Mal, I know the Reachfolk pride themselves on their hunting skills, But what about their cooking skills? I'm curious what a feast in the Reach looks like.
You'd love it, Ivar. We send out dozens of hunting patrols to get every kind of animal we can find. The bigger the clan, the bigger you can go. Then we stuff them all inside each other and roast it. When it's carved, every bite can be a different cut of meat. My personal favorite is venison, goat, and a bit of rabbit. There is nothing better.
Animals stuffed inside of other animals? Alright, I'm willing to admit, the Reachfolk have outdone the Skull there. Completely unrelated, when are we stopping for something to eat? Another long day. I need a drink. How about you, Mal? Can I get you something?
Cider if they have it. Hein only knows how much I miss it from back home.
I'm afraid you won't find that in the taverns here. But I can get you anything else, as long as it's mead. Or ale. Maybe wine?
Yes, the Nordic obsession with mead. How can I forget?
Ah, come on. It's not that bad. Surely cider can't be all there is to drink in the Reach.
There is one other thing we drink. It's just, well, no one wants to drink it unless they just want to get drunk. It's called Klef. It's fermented goat milk, and it's very strong. Trust me when I say nobody wants anything to do with it.
Well, maybe Reachfolk just can't handle their drink. I bet I could handle it easy.
Oh yeah? I promise you no amount of mead in Skyrim can prepare you for it. But if you're so determined, I'll find some for you to try the next time we stop for drinks. Your wolf feels different, Ivar. How long have you had him bound?
Bound? I've been summoning him since I was 12 years old.
He just doesn't feel very Daedric to me.
He's not. The wolves reside in the spirit world with the All-Maker. Only the shamans are able to bring them forth to Nirn. But I've never seen Skull shamans summon what you do. How does one reach into oblivion? Do you have any connection with them?
Definitely. Some are easier to bind than others, like Fergus. I've had him since I was a little girl.
Fergus, your sword. Your sword is a Daedra?
Well, he used to be a wolf like yours, but yeah.
I feel like I'm on a skooma trip right now because I could have sworn I just heard you say your sword used to be a wolf.
Hey, Ivar, before I give you this, I want you to remember I previously warned you. So whatever happens to you is entirely your own fault.
I know a challenge when I hear one. What is it?
It's Klef. We talked about this at the last tavern, and you said you could handle it.
Ah, right. Okay, let's do this.
No. There's no let's. This is all you, buddy.
Well then, cheers, I guess.
So?
Do people actually drink this? You can't be serious. What did I do to you to deserve this? I need to lie down. I'm not feeling so good.
I tried to tell you.
So Mal, what's the significance of that bird's nest looking thing the Forsworn Women wear in their hair?
You know, to throw at people that can't keep their mouths shut.
Right. You know what? I'll just stop.
Smarter than you look, aren't ya?
You know, I didn't just grow up on Skull and Nord food. Living near the Grey Quarter, I fell in love with Dunmerry cuisine.
Yeah? Real gourmet, huh?
Of course. Food tells you a lot about the culture it comes from. What's Reach food like?
Different. Probably even more different where I grew up.
Exactly how different? Like, chorus pie different?
Horace, what? Is that something you've had before? Maybe our food isn't that different after all. I'll make you some witch water sometime. We usually have the ingredients on hand.
Now that makes me wonder if I'm gonna regret even asking. But I admit you've stirred my curiosity. Mal, there's something I've been curious about. How does Briarheart magic work? Fighting them feels almost supernatural. Are they alive? Dead? Somewhere in between?
They're alive, but they could be considered a little bit undead. The human heart of a Briarheart is sacrificed in return for their power to protect their clan. Their power is bound tightly to the witch that created them in turn. When my brother became one, he was faster, stronger, more focused, but also a little bit different. It's hard to explain, but the transformation changes something about you fundamentally. You're still the same person. You still have the same hopes and dreams. You're just a little bit different.
That change must be hard for their family members, to feel like you lose a part of them. I'm sorry, Mal. I didn't mean to touch on a painful subject.
And here you are.
Thanks. What is it?
I think I expected
Do I eat
more.
or drink this?
Which water? And kind of both? It depends on how aggressive you are with your spoon.
This...
It's good, right?
If by good, you mean what you get when you boil bones down into a jelly and then remove all semblance of taste, then yeah, it's good. Please don't tell Mal I have this witch water. She'll, never let me live it down.
I've been thinking.
Well, that's unusual. I'm kidding. What's on your mind?
About Hircine. About what you said about me still following him.
Did I talk some sense into you?
No. I mean, not in the way you wanted to, probably. I don't actually know if I still follow the Hunt Father. Not for the reasons you think. I don't know if he accepts me as a follower.
You said it yourself. He doesn't care. Who cares what he thinks? And he just cares about strength, right? Why wouldn't he accept you as a follower?
I think I'm considered prey to him.
Prey? Why would you...
Because I ran. Don't you see? I left my friends to die, and I ran. That's not strength. It's not even close.
No, you survived, and there was nothing you could have done to prevent their deaths. If you had stayed, you would be dead too.
Then I should have died with them.
But then you wouldn't be here, fighting with us, and saving our lives, and I wouldn't have such a great friend by my side. Moving on from that pain, and living a life your friends would be proud of takes more strength than you know. I know it's not easy, but knowing you like I do, I think I can say your friends would be damn proud of you. Just remember, we're here for you. I'm here for you.
Thanks, Ivar. I just... That's enough for tonight, okay? Wow, what a day. Hey, Ivar, do you want me to handle dinner tonight?
After you made me try what passes for food in the Reach, I don't want you handling dinner ever again. Step away from the cooking pot, please.
Come on, I promise I won't give you any Klef again.
Still, better safe than sorry. I've got it for tonight. Mal, now would be a good time to get Fergus. Nice one, Mal. I owe you a cider.
I'll take you up on that, as soon as everything stops spinning.